Hello everybody and welcome to the Vloggkast. You're probably thinking, this is like the old way we used to do things. I've got Charles with me, but I'm going to talk with Andy first, because this is how we normally do the Vloggkast. And yep, Vloggkast is it's being done now. Steve just said it's you know what we do, what we talk about, and there's a lot to talk about on this Vloggkast. So Steve, what we're going to talk about? Well, we're just going to fill people in, really, with what's happened. I mean, with what's happening. The YouTube side of things. Oh yeah. So my YouTube channel is very, very different to a lot of others. You're gonna see a lot of videos come out this week because I'm away over the weekend, so I don't have a chance to put any videos together. And I won't have a chance to put videos out either. So I'm putting all the videos out, which I am doing, and also a brand new, well, not series, but I've got some videos that are coming out about dreams and astral travel and imagination and Asperger's syndrome, and oh yeah. But I'm filtering all the shit out. I mean, I'm not going to talk about what you think. I'm going to talk about Asperger's syndrome, not as a disability. So if you want those sort of videos, go somewhere else, because people do talk about the disabled side of Asperger's syndrome. But I want to talk about the good side of it, and yeah, I will talk about, you know, the dark side of Asperger's syndrome. I will talk about what holds me back, but what holds me back and what I'm not doing or could be doing to push myself forward, and what tools I'm using. Tools that could seem like, you know, drugs to other people, or just not good things. Astral travel being at the top of the list. You know, yeah, you mentioned like astral travel being good for people's mental health, and why is that? Why? Well, I don't want to go into full detail because I've already done one video on astral travel, but it's not, you know, it's not the end. I'm doing another video on astral travel, but astral travel is like, it's like I see astral travel as like a digger. You know, you use a digger to dig something up. Astral travel is like, it's like a tool, but a vehicle at the same time, you know? Because you can take this tool somewhere and you can go, oh, where can I use it? Where can I use this tool? But it's like you drive this tool around. Once you know to figure out what the vehicle is that you're driving, then you can actually, like, okay, so you figured out how to drive a digger. Now you need to figure out how to use the digger in, and so astral travel is you need to work out how it works. Once you've figured out how that works, you need to figure out how it's going to better you as a person. How is it going to better you? Once you've zoomed out, you need to sort of zoom in. I spoke on another video about flicker, techniques that, and the reason, like, my thing is that the reason why people do drugs is because they want to cut corners. But then again, the experiences themselves, you cannot do drugs or alcohol. I mean, if I've had a couple of pints, I will not try an astral travel. I know I'm in the mood for it, but then I just think no, because it's just like not good, and because you need to be fully aware when you're at the helm. It's one of those things. I mean, you may want to try. I mean, I know just from what I know. There's a lot of people that do stuff and even those people that microdose don't even try astral travel then, because you don't want to cut corners. I mean, even all the other stuff like flicker, deep meditation, loads and loads and loads of stuff. So there's just loads of tools that I'm trying out for myself to better me. What do you mean, like the disabled side of Asperger's syndrome? Because somebody like comes to this video, what the hell is that? So they'll talk at it like what's stopping them, and you hear it all the time. People with a lot of sensory issues, I get it, but the main problems I have is communication. Getting across what I want, or getting across what, like healthy living, all that kind of stuff. And I think you need to have a rhythm, I guess. But I've lost it with me structured weeks. I'm waiting for Magul Radio to come back. I've got my structured week. But I've had other people like asking me to do podcasts with them, and and hopefully working with the talking newspaper. So, but I don't know, the bad habits are coming in, and I had to ask my question: am I getting too bored? Am I getting too hungry? Am I getting overstimulated? So there's those questions that I'm asking myself. I mean, the one thing that I did today was the guy who's leading the art class, he got this massive picture out. And it's amazing because the thing that's frustrated me with doing pictures is shapes. Where do shapes start and finish? And the thing that he taught me was, when you do a picture, where you start from and finish from doesn't really have to matter. So it's one of those things. It still makes you think, because it's sort of when I'm doing something, when I've got a picture. I was saying to Jay, look, we were getting like, there's a start point, an end point, the middle point, and all the rest. But it's great that you can go off the wall with ideas, even if we were doing the nature stuff, but it's like, but I was really wanting to learn all of these shapes and learn, and really, that really interested me. Really interested me. And the one thing that I actually walked away from was all the different shapes, thinking what shape's a car, what shape's a house, what shape's a building, but it's when you've got that in your head, when you've got the vision of what the shape is, where you start and when you finish from doesn't really have to matter. It's learning how to hold the pen the right way. And I thought, bloody hell, this is like playing the drums. When my drum teacher said to me, you don't have to learn, you have to be, you just have to be shown. And I think that's the way with drawing, really. I think the vision that I have, and the way that I work, breaking things down is kind of, not. And another thing as well as like in the videos, I want to give people kind of a bite size. Yeah. I love it, that video you were talking about tulpas. No, that was a podcast episode. I've never done a video on tulpas yet. But that's another thing. I'm doing my own research on me, not on anybody else. If you go on the internet and you Google imaginary friends and Asperger's syndrome, you will get all the scientific stuff, and then you will get all the spiritual stuff. You won't get the right answer at all. Which is why I've got the Imaginary Friends blog on Facebook, and I've reached out to so many people, and I've even reached out to a psytrance artist. Oh yeah, Logic Bomb, and I reached out to them saying, oh, this is what my imaginary friends listen to, and they're like, wow. They didn't like that you were saying about psychedelic trance, and yeah, they're like, we're Goa trance, but what I like with Logic Bomb, and I spoke to a fan about their music, and what I like about Logic Bomb is, and Logic Bomb, if you're listening to this, what I like about their music is it's not just Goa trance, or it's not just that psychedelic stuff. There's other stuff there as well. You're getting that commercial EDM sound, but then there's something else, and it's like, I don't know, it's just like, even the remixes, they seem to turn around a different corner. There's not a lot of artists that do that. But I think Dexter supported Logic Bomb on their last gig. Yeah. And a small gig. But they're a Goa artist. They're not psytrance. I think a lot of people are breaking away from psytrance now because it's like anything, you know, psytrance. It's, I think when it gets too commercialized, and I mean, psytrance really for me, it's the only music that, even though it's been over commercialized, for me, it's, even the over commercialized stuff is still pretty good. And it's the only, I mean, it's, psytrance is a subgenre of trance, but it's still a pretty good genre of music. It's probably, you know, of dance music. And I think what destroyed a lot of psytrance artists was the EDM thing, which I think a lot of psytrance people missed. The only band that didn't miss that was Infected Mushroom.
Yeah.
But Infected Mushroom did a really good thing. I mean, they went over commercialized and changed and changed and changed. But yeah. I think a lot of people hate psytrance because they think it's an over political thing. But I think they're getting mixed up with minimal techno. Which minimal techno, it's got its politics because, you know, but it's like, you know, it's like hardstyle and hardcore. And I read somewhere that the hardstyle, I mean, Goa trance and psytrance, it's like hardcore and hardstyle. You know, if you go to, is it Deutschland? You don't call it hardcore there. You call it hardstyle, because they, you know, they invented it almost, but then they had their own thing, and it's like German techno. Is, a lot of people think they know what techno music is, but then you hear German techno and it's like, frickin' hell. It's like the hard house, like the Dutch know how to do hard house. Yeah. And it's like French house. And people say, oh, that's Daft Punk, but no, it isn't. It's, French house changed because yes, Daft Punk, they sort of stole synthwave. But thank the Lord that they did not commercialize synthwave. Thank the Lord that they didn't. But I mean, you hear Daft Punk, and the problem with Daft Punk is the last album, Random Access Memories, like they went disco and all that. You know, it's like the producer said, you know, disco was like house. Why did they not go to something like Northern Soul and listen to a little bit of that. And I don't know. It's one of them things. You know. I mean, it's like disco funk was like before house, wasn't it? And yeah, black disco. But it's like, you know, the Northern Soul and the black disco was what made the early house music. You know, the early house. And the British house scene was made like Northern Soul. A lot of people, I mean, Northern Soul, like a lot of people knock it, but you've got to think Northern Soul and was better than disco. It was way better than disco because not only did it have a beat, but it was so uplifting. And you know, the musicians that they had for Northern Soul, I think there was some people going from it was most of it was the Stax stuff, you know, and people on the Stax label, like there was people going from Stax over to Motown, but that was because Motown was being, you know, people were being sold over to Motown, but Stax had the best artists, because, and I love the way they thought as well. There's no black music, there's no white musicians, there's just amazing musicians, there's just amazing music, and that's what I love. And this is the whole thing. I didn't upset somebody, but I sort of offended somebody when I said, you know, screw the All Black Lives Matter thing. You know, when Stax Records was around, there was just decent music, decent lyrics. Oh my gosh. It was the way I said it, but I meant what I said, really. The sound of your instrument, that's it. The sound of your instrument. And also, I think it's like what people feel. Like, people don't learn from other people. They just like, oh, well, that's, you know. Like, you know, the saxophonist from the E Street Band, I'd say this, listen to his saxophone. You know, he rocked that saxophone, man. And yeah, people probably don't like Bruce Springsteen, but the saxophonist is probably the most amazing saxophone you'll hear. And then you have Jamiroquai. The drummer is brilliant. All the funk bands that have, you know, all these, and the blues bands, you know. And like, when we pick up the guitars, we don't learn from them. We don't go, how did they play that? You know, we just, and it's just how we think, you know. But it's like, I mean, there's many a time I say to people, UK garage, isn't our sort of music. I love UK garage but I love the early UK garage. I don't like the new UK garage because it's not our garage anymore. It's not our scene got taken over, and it happened when the big names got in. But you see, UK garage before then, I mean, even when, you know, you had the big names, So Solid Crew and people like that got in, you know, it's not that they destroyed, like garage was destroyed, but it was after then. It was what they brought after. Those anthems came in, and then the clubs changed, and it was the whole thing. It wasn't, you know, I mean, I think we had jungle before garage though, didn't we? Jungle and breakbeat, yeah. But I mean, there are some garage tracks that are fantastic, but I prefer hard wave and future garage over the new UK garage. Well, that's it, isn't it? Future garage is like the new... No, not necessarily. No. Future garage you won't actually hear. It went... In fact, Dua Lipa's first tune that she made, that's future garage. Yeah. So I try and get people listening to future garage by saying, listen to Dua Lipa's first tune, because it was a future garage tune. It just wasn't. It goes off a little bit with the beat, but it's there. It is there. Unfortunately, it was quite a big tune, but I don't think she wanted to have that sound. I don't think that was what she was, you know. And I couldn't imagine Dua Lipa staying with the future garage thing. It's just not. But, you know, that's not what got you into future garage, was it? No, what got me into future garage was listening to some hard wave. And some sort of post-dark garage after the dubstep era or bro-step era. Oh, crumbs. You know, I mean, dubstep was dragged into EDM because of Skrillex. And, well, people like Skrillex. You see, Skrillex didn't invent dubstep. That always makes me laugh. But anyway, I want to talk my YouTube stuff because so YouTube, I'm switching things up. I've got some Kids Alive videos to do, and then we've finished on the whole Kids Alive. As a few issues I've I've fallen out with the Salvation Army over the Kids Alive. People have tried to get hold of some issues for me, and I just thank you once again. If you've got a Kids Alive issue that you're done with, don't throw it in the bin. Send it to the Cherish Centre on... send it to Cherish, Reach and Connect. Just send it there, and I'll pick it up when I go to the Friendship Cafe on Sunday. I'll pick those issues up. It's the Jubilee issue. I'm still after that issue, and any issues after that. I don't want the issues before. I've got all of the issues up to Mother's Day, I think. So they're the issues that I'm doing, and that's it. And my whole Kids Alive collection that I have, I'm gonna get them to go to a good home. I need wallets and so on. But the Lazy Sunday videos will continue. We've got a new a couple of things that we're going to be doing over the Lazy Sunday, and hopefully getting Mummy involved, because with the behind the scenes videos, I think they're going to turn back into weekly vlogs, just because they've become very vloggy, very me walking around with a camera. That's the way it's turned out to be. Plus there is a lot going on behind the scenes. Some of it I can't even talk about at the moment because the company's growing and stuff, but I can take you around my empire and show you most of the things anyway. But there's people I'm working with and yada 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 and all the rest of it. Plus I have some big projects coming in. There's our Halloween project, which I've extended because I want to do the haunted house. I won't be able to do the haunted street. That idea just might not fizzle out, but the haunted house will do. It was my old bedroom in the cellar. The haunted house. Yeah, I thought we'll do a haunted house scene before it gets turned into a disco cupboard. I mean, we could still do a street-ish kind of... I thought maybe do a haunted bar and all the rest of it. The whole YouTube thing, like behind the scenes videos, they take a lot. It's me walking around the camera, and the last 2 videos are kind of over a month. Has happened. This next behind the scenes video starts from the 20th of August and finishes on the 12th of September. But there was quite a few things that happened, But I want to show more in behind the scenes videos. I really want to show more. I want to show me filming. I want to show what makes to do a YouTube video, voiceovers, other projects, pretend and play videos. But yeah, I mean, there's all those to do. Draw videos. I mean, my channel is a mixed bag of things at the moment. I am going to try and get another channel going because hopefully I want to go down the business route of YouTube. I've not talked to people about that, but I mean, this channel just keeps changing with the times. A bit like Kevin Chapman. oh, God bless him. Yeah, I've felt sorry for Kevin Chapman over these past few. I've not followed his channel. I've stopped following his channel, but I need to get back into watching his videos again. Yeah. I mean, he's had a rough time on YouTube, really. Didn't he get hit with copper? And yeah, I mean, the problem is, I mean, we're going into October, which is a bad. I mean, in YouTube, you have a bad month, and it's usually October. And if you're a YouTuber, I talk about this with my friend he's a serious YouTuber. I mean, he's a serious YouTuber in the way that he follows the algorithm, but not to a point, because I've told him stop worrying about the algorithm, and he stresses over it. And I'm his like kind of advocate, because I don't worry about the algorithm. If I worried about the algorithm, I mean, YouTube. So yeah, where was I? We're talking about YouTube. Yeah. You have to imagine YouTube is like working in a chippy, you know? It's like you're serving chips half the time, and you get the customers going, oh, blah, blah, blah. But, well, YouTube's like that. YouTube's basically, or Facebook or whatever you do, if you worry about the algorithm too much, you'll never worry about getting your content out. And the way YouTube is, you don't have to worry about getting your content out, because I'm doing a video about kids videos and let's play videos and children on YouTube. Yeah, that's technically, for me, it's not a personal worry having children on YouTube. It's, if you're a parent and you are, I don't know, pushing your child to, you know, get you money, or put money into your pocket, that's a bad idea. I mean, like, you watch channels like Ryan's World, which isn't really such of a bad channel. I think he's got... I want to do a video on it, but, you know, you get other channels, the whole exploitation and that. When I do a pretend and play video, if I'm reviewing a toy, for example, I will say what I use it for, and so on. Because I collect toys, you know, ones that I'm going to play with and get rid of ones, and so on. But I think like I always say I'll never buy more new stuff from VTech, and then the VTech Junior was the last thing I bought. But I don't know. Is the thing, because the older toys did it better. You know, like you've got your tool set. And yeah, I've got my toy tools and my phone, and I'm happy with what I've got, really. But, you know, I might do a couple of projects on YouTube that I mean, I do want to talk about. There's things that I want to talk about on here that are slightly more geeky, I guess. But you're doing that, like, you know, Magic Silver Room. Do you want to talk about Magic Silver Room? Yeah, so Magic Silver Room's coming back as a podcast and as a magazine. But it's not going to be... The company's not going to be a magazine. It's going to be separate from the company. But communal magazine, so we advertise everything in the magazine, and then it gets put like that. But it's more, the Facebook page has been geared to it, so it's a whole new look for the Facebook page, and then the podcast, which gets put on this YouTube channel. But there's been some issues with it. I mean, when we had Magic Silver Room as a company, we weren't making any money at all. And then we weren't getting anything from anywhere. And we learnt that people didn't have that. And then you just get certain things. But we need to do a live stream on the Magic Silver Room page and talk to people. So Ball Mackinnon Productions is doing Magic Silver Room as a magazine, like we did when we were Mind Mob, but it's very, 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 very different. And it's giving you the news that you want plus the news that you don't want, because it's that's the way it is. But I know where we're pitching this. That's all I'm saying. But there is gonna be a newsletter. You know, just finishing on that, because you're going to do the vlogs on YouTube, aren't you? The midweek. Yeah, so I'm going to do the midweek vlogs on YouTube. Bring them back, kind of release the life into people for it. But we're going to do live Magic Silver Room vlogs too, because they're important. You know, plus there's a lot of stuff to research into, lots of stuff to make notes about, and like we were talking about before this, about the people at Indietronics. Oh yeah, they've got like they've got gaming houses all set up for people doing the e-leagues. But you know what they've got? I found this quite impressive. They've got a gaming gym. Oh my goodness. So just imagine, they're like the people that like, they have like these gaming camps. Yeah. Anyway, Charles, you got the garage tomorrow, haven't you? No, not tomorrow. Oh, sorry, tomorrow. I thought about Thursday. Yeah, I'm going to Wales on Thursday. Back on the Friday. And then but I'm going to the other side of Wales. I've got to get this car dropped off, you see. But the story is, I got a Triumph Dolomite a few years ago, and I was doing it up for a guy in Liverpool, right? This is a Triumph Dolomite, and anyway, he said that I could have the Triumph Dolomite, so I bought the parts off him. Well, I no longer want the Triumph Dolomite because it's just too much work for me. And it's like the whole car's falling apart. So I contacted a guy, and he said, there was a guy in Wales, and he said, oh yeah. And he said, I can swap you a Triumph Dolomite for this American car. So I am now going to be lumbered with this massive American car. So, you ready for vlogs? Yeah. What time is it now?
11:17 p.m. Mic trigger. Mic lock. Finish recording. Finish recording.